Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Keith. So what I showed you there very sloppily was what I like to practice a lot when it comes to mixing pentatonics with the cage. I run through that little chord progression just to kind of loosen up here and to hone my skills on both my acoustic guitar and my electric guitar. You can do it on both of them. But man, it's been a crazy week, right? We had 4th of July and it was the weather was trying to figure out whether it wanted to rain or not, and it actually did rain right in the middle of fireworks, but it stopped really quick. And we've had a lot of rain here lately in Kansas City, and that just means I spent the whole day today cutting grass. But you don't want to hear that. You want to hear things about the guitar. So what I want to do is kind of run through that little chord progression that we have going on here. I don't think we need to zoom into the fretboard. I'm pretty close here, and I hope the mic is picking up the amp pretty well. But I wanted to run through this chord progression, and then I'm going to wait at the end and just, preemptively strike you right now, but just say thank you to everybody that subscribed. It really means a lot because I don't ask for money for anything for this. I just do it because I love guitars. So, enough talking. We'll go ahead and talk about that little progression that we have here and how it could be useful when you're trying to mix in and learn the cage shapes and the pentatonics and different ways to play these chords rather than just I know D only here or here. Well, what if I know it up here as well? And I could play this D right here, here. There we go. So the whole thing starts off with an F sharp minor, right? So that F sharp minor is right here. How do we get that? We have an F major, scoot it up, that's an F sharp. Lift up your middle finger, that's an F sharp minor. And right off the bat, we know our minor pentatonic scales. I hope you know the minor pentatonic scales. The first one that you would learn, for example, everybody's first scale is right here on the 5th fret. So that, since we got a minor and it's the same shape, we're going to do everything but just start it on the 2nd fret. So what I like to do in this example is take just the middle here and do a little double stop to get it started. So after that little drone, right here, the B and the G string. Slide right up to the D. And then from right there, we could use our diagonal pentatonic to go up to the other D, which is right over here. Right? Because what I want to do is I want to come back down to resolve on that A. So we have, let's just go from the beginning. Diagonal pentatonic up. And then you could put a little bit of vibrato on there to get that little... It sounds pretty cool. So from there, that right there is a triad, right? That's our D triad, which derives from here. It's the bottom 3 strings of this D chord. But I'm just hitting this. But I'm just taking out the, I think this is a D and then F. I'm taking out the F, I think. And I'm doing a little bit of hybrid picking. Just the G and the E string. So that's our E shape, D. And then we're going to hit that A there. So kind of sped up. It's So that sounds pretty nice. And then from up there, I want to end up here on this chord, so and this is our E. So we're going to move up from the A diagonally up. And then you have a couple options here. At least I think in my mind I have a couple options. Because if I am on the A shape of the E chord here, I could go up here, and this is the G shape of that E chord. And the G shape of the E chord is the same kind of structure as... That's an E right there. It's the same exact scale shapes or dots or whatever you want to call them as the minor pentatonic scale, like the A minor. So it's... Yeah, it ends right there, right? Because this is a E right here, and this is an E chord. Oh, right here's the E chord, right? I was just looking at the D. So the E chord's up here. So the E, G-shaped E. That sounds pretty cool, actually. But that was one of my options when I'm moving up here. So it's, you have the A. Hit the E. I could do this option. Or I can... And then we can go back down to that F sharp minor right there. And then when I'm up here, what am I thinking? I'm thinking double stops, right? Okay, so that sounds pretty cool. Where do I go from here? I know that I can go back over here to the F sharp minor, but what if I want to hang out down here? Okay, so I need to go to my next chord, which is a D. So if I know the D is right up here, so I'm going to do something like this. That's our D right there. And I could move up the diagonal from there. And... oh, I want to go back down to that A. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, right? Now, I have a couple options here. I don't want to play the exact same chord up here, the E up here. What if I want to move to the open E here from that A? Notice that I kind of lifted and did a pull off on that E while I moved my hand up here. Let me show that again. How we go? Back to that F sharp minor, right? And then you start it over again. Okay, then we go back down to the D. Yeah. Oh man, this is so sloppy. But you get the point here. The thing here is the fact that we have so many different options when it comes to what chord you're going to play and where, based off of your experience and knowledge with the cage system. That's why it's so important. It's just how the fretboard kind of works and it's laid out. It's laid out in a certain way for a certain point, because you could take this and transpose it into any other key that you want and do the same thing, and you learn little licks here and licks there, because this guy right here, I think that sounds so cool. And if I wanted to move from one chord to another, that's always an option to do there, or I could do something different there. Again, one of the most important things that I find is kind of variety here. Variety in as much as if I wanted to play an E up here instead of over here, or up here. So if you're running through the whole thing, just kind of like, I would just recommend experimenting in and start off kind of slow and say, hey, I got an E here. Where else can I play it? I could play the E here. Do I know any other places I could play? And then even further, distill those big bar chords down. Instead of playing the A like that, what happens if I play the triad of the A instead of the whole full chord, right? Those are little ideas to kind of think about when you're kind of going through this whole thing. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go through here today. One of the main things I wanted to say is a complete thank you to everybody. 100 subscribers came and went pretty quick, and I think that it's exceeded my expectations as to how well this channel would do, and I want to keep on bringing it up here with your help, right? So every new subscriber I get, I think I said it in my last video, it's a boost to the soul, right? It's a jolt. It makes me want to come out here and do things. Nobody ever comments on my videos. I want more comments, nice comments. I mean, if you want to tell me how bad of a guitar player I am, feel free to do that. Please don't. But I'll be coming out with more shorts. I think a lot of people like the shorts where with the simple things like how to turn a major into a minor chord. Little tricks like that. I'll keep on doing that, but any suggestion would be appreciated. But again, thank you very much to everybody that's been tuning in and has stuck with me. And that's the ultimate goal, is to for the love of guitars and everything, is to be able to put content out there that people want to see and can learn from. I helped the guy out buying a Martin D15 based off of my review, and we had a little back and forth, and he found it helpful. Things like that make me feel so good in order to help people out, and that's the whole goal of this channel. So again, please like if you haven't, share it with your friends, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Smooth.